Hello, I'm Yasmin, and this is another episode of In-House. We're back in the kitchen, and I have a very exciting guest today, and it's my friend Maya. Welcome to the kitchen, Maya. You were one of the first people to see this kitchen.
Yeah, and clock the mirror.
One of the first mirror selfies. One of my favorite mirror selfies. So you've come all the way from Bali to come and bake with me.
So today we're making, before the Spanish people come after me, a classic burnt Basque cheesecake. Something that Yaz likes, gluten-free version.
Ooh,
so,
it's gluten-free.
Yeah,
fabulous.
gluten-free, just you.
So Marie can eat it as well.
Yeah, Marie can eat it.
My celiac mom.
Yeah.
Thank God. My friend Irie also bakes a gluten-free Basque for me, and it's my birthday tradition. She always makes it. So I've never actually seen how it's made though, so I'm very excited for you to show me.
Let's hope we can live up to the birthday cake.
Yeah.
So first step today, we're gonna get all of our ingredients. This is pretty easy. We're just gonna mix them all together until we've got our batter and then bake. So we're gonna get all of our ingredients.
Yes.
And just start getting them involved. So this recipe is just for a standard like 20 centimeter cake tin, so you get a quite high cake.
Like this one?
Yeah, so like this one. So this is also something that comes into play with like baking, timing and cakes and the doneness. So it's important to have the right ratios for the size of the cake you want to do for it to look good and for it to set well. So for a Basque cheesecake, we want like high fat dairy products. So we have 750 grams of cream cheese.
Wow, that's a lot of cream cheese.
Yeah, so this is mainly cheese, this cake.
It's funny because I knew it was a cheesecake, but I didn't think about the visual of three whole things of cheese.
3 whole things of cheese. So this has actually been out of the fridge for a little while, so it's quite important to soften it first, just so it can mix in with our ingredients better without being lumpy.
So while you prep the cheese, the first question I always ask people is, how do we know each other?
How do we know each other?
It's definitely from Bali. I think it has a lot to do with my mum.
A lot to do with Marie.
Boss Lady Bali.
Boss Lady. I definitely feel like I was aware of you for longer than I've known you. Yaz and her brother are like the cool girl and guy of Bali, hanging out at Marie's cafe.
Great cafe, shout out.
Great cafe.
Shout out, Satija family.
The cool spot. And then I actually feel like it was more recently that we actually connected.
Yeah. I came to understand that you're actually from Melbourne because I knew you from Bali, but I didn't know your whole backstory having like grown up in Melbourne.
And we actually both lived in Sydney for some time, but we never met there either.
Isn't it funny how you can just like, there's the right time to meet someone?
Absolutely. I've actually met a lot of my friends who are from Melbourne originally in Bali, randomly.
Yeah. And so tell us about Bali. So you obviously are in the food and bev space.
Yeah, so I have cafe restaurants in Bali too at the moment.
Shout them out.
Neighbourhood. Neighbourhood Bali, one is in Berawa, kind of central Canggu, and one is in Seseh, which is an emerging, pretty funky area, I would say, these days.
Expats love Seseh.
Expats love Seseh. Expats and young families love Seseh. So.
And what is Neighbourhood known for? Like, it's obviously you do great coffee.
Neighbourhood, I guess we're just we're an all-day cafe, but we're doing like pretty rustic, value for money, healthy-ish brunches, wine, a little bit of everything actually.
It's your day and night.
Yeah, day and night, the occasional party.
I mean, I feel like you bring a lot of that Melbourne sensibility to what you're doing, you know, and I think Melbourne, it's like I was saying with Michelle, it's not just a cafe, you know, people are creating community, they're doing all these things around it, and I feel like you're doing that in a very, you know, in Bali.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Bali is definitely a place where people have more time and do come to connect or maybe travel alone. So it's quite important to try and create like a base community or more of a feeling around a food space, in my opinion anyway.
Totally.
Because there are just so many choices and so many places. So making people feel comfortable or, you know, getting them hooked on more than just food, because so many people do great food, is really valuable.
Yeah.
It's also really nice. I mean, for me personally, I've been there for so long now, and without the community of the cafes, I don't know that I would have stayed.
So we've done the cheese.
Yep, so as I was saying before, we're gonna mix the cheese with the sugar. This recipe actually is based on some famous restaurant in Spain called La Vina, and I reduced the sugar as much to the ratio that it will hold. So originally it was calling for about 220 grams, but we're gonna use 190. We just need 190.
Wow, you know when you see sugar and you're like, wow, you don't think about it when you're eating the cake.
Just don't think about it
I
anyway.
also love that you have scales. I don't think I've ever done anything where I've had to measure it.
I actually had a very cute vintage scale that I wanted to bring, but it's really inaccurate.
Oh.
The aesthetic would have been like...
Aesthetic but inaccurate. It's quite nice.
Yeah. Just
So
like an old school.
while we're measuring the sugar, tell me a bit more about your journey. So you've done styling, you've done creative direction, you've obviously run businesses. Tell me about the story.
I mean, I feel like it was a lifetime ago. I worked as a stylist. I just worked in the fashion space, which I still really enjoy. And it's still, funnily, since I moved to Bali, feels very much like it's come back to me in a way, or maybe, yeah, after spending time doing that, maybe I just needed a change. So I started working as a chef, which was amazing and refreshing, and I love it. But yeah, I still feel really connected to clothing. I feel like if being overdressed could be a full-time career, that would be my career.
Which is one of the things I love.
Yeah, it's like I have Slavic parents, you know. you gotta show that you made it. Yeah.
One thing I love is friends who I can guarantee are going to be pulling a look. Like if I'm going out and if a friend texts me going, what's the dress code? The dress code is always bring your best fit forward.
Yeah.
And you never ask me what the dress code is.
There is nothing worse than feeling underdressed.
I agree.
Like if you're feeling good underdressed, that's fine, but I don't know. I'd rather feel initially uncomfortable by being like very extra and then being like...
But I think that I would be more uncomfortable blending in. Like clearly I have so many mirrors in my apartment. It is more offensive for me to not be perceived than to be perceived, which is really funny.
Chalant.
I'm extremely chalant. We spoke about this, how I was like, I really don't resonate with nonchalance. Like everything I do is extra and intentional because I like...
which is so you, and that's the magic. Especially because in Bali I don't get many opportunities to dress up, so I feel like when I'm in Melbourne I'm like, layer me up.
So what's happening right now?
So we're like creaming the cream cheese with the sugar, so we kind of just want to get it really smooth, so it's just going to take a few minutes.
Cream cheese and sugar.
Cream cheese and sugar.
So you're spending a lot more time back in Melbourne. Do you think that you will go back into styling at all, or are you kind of finding a way to fizz all the things?
Yeah, I mean, I dabble a bit here and there. I think if the right clients come along or interesting projects have come along, I've gone back to doing styling. I think the reason why it feels good is because it's not my full-time thing.
Yeah, totally.
And it's a beautiful break from my full-time thing, which is running restaurants. So I guess I realize that I'm definitely the kind of person that likes to have like different things going on. Like my focus gets worn out, or my creativity really wears out when I have only sort of one thing. Like I feel similar with food, like trying to come up with new dishes and menus for the restaurant. I think there's definitely a few times a year where I feel like, oh, I just don't know what I'm cooking anymore, or just what do people want to eat.
Well, I think there's something really interesting in that, because like Rick Rubin in this creative act, he actually says that in order for something to maintain your creative life force, you shouldn't actually be making that your primary income.
Of course.
And I think I definitely was kind of part of this generation that was like, turn your passion into your work, which I've done. But he argues that, you know, when you start monetizing your passion, you can actually become quite jaded and you lose that creative life force. So I think it's nice that you've got styling as this thing that you love, but you're not doing it in such a regimented way that's like, oh, I need to make, you know, this is my primary income. It's good.
I think we are really lucky to be able to have turned our skills and what our passions are into our work, because I also sometimes think, otherwise, what would I do?
Yeah, 100%.
also what I like to do in
The
between.
red spatula. Attention to detail.
So in between, I like to scrape it down a bit because you get like the bits of cream cheese that sort of get stuck to the bottom and don't mix through to be smooth. They become lumps at the end. So next we're gonna pop our eggs in. So we've got 4 eggs and we're just gonna put them in slowly. I like to crack them first into a bowl or something because saves me from getting awkward shells in.
I've never seen anyone crack an egg with a knife. That's badass.
I mean,
It's giving chef.
I feel like recently I've been leaning in a lot into my family heritage with food, which is not Valentine's-y at all. So I grew up in a village in Poland, so food and making food was all about being together, like community. You know, you'd get all the kids together, or like my mum's sisters would come together and make pierogi together, dumplings, and you know, you'd always fight over who takes which ones home because like someone would make really ugly ones and other people make really nice ones. And same with cakes, like you always go to someone's house with cake because you sit down with tea and cake and booze.
Yeah.
Like a real auntie's vibe, but that's just everything. That's just how people come together. It's like so not like a takeout or kind of individual dining kind of vibe. So I think that kind of nostalgia makes me like to prepare those kinds of dishes.
Yeah. I think it's really beautiful, like what I've started learning out of obviously even just inviting my friends into my home and asking them to share something with me, is that the act of making food in so many cultures is about sharing, about connection, and about community. And it's not just about quick eat, sustenance, go, move, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think here maybe in the West, it's like more food as fuel, but Eastern Europe or Europe and I guess a lot of Asia, it's very communal. And a lot of the cuisines that we appreciate, I guess, originate from like kind of peasantish food. So I think that also kind of is an aspect of it when people lived in villages, and that's sort of what you did.
Yeah. Capitalism has made us outsource everything. So there was a time where we would repair our own clothes and we would maintain our own cars and all of these kinds of skills that we've lost because under capitalism, you know, we outsource all of those things. And since I moved into my apartment and I've had to hang things on walls and get plumbers in and all this sort of stuff, I'm realizing that like so many of these skills, we just don't have them anymore.
Yeah. So we've got our cream that's gonna go in. So it's thick cream. This looks really runny. So a lot of thick creams have got stabilizers in them. So the important thing for a cake like this is to actually just get a cream that has a high fat percentage. It doesn't matter if it looks more runny than another cream on the shelf. So that's gonna give the best result. And non-traditionally, so I like to scrape some vanilla into this.
I watched that. I love watching the real vanilla happen.
Yeah, so I put the vanilla into the cream so it's got something liquid to mix around in. So we're also gonna put that in now slowly.
Yeah. Okay, so is this the last ingredient that we're putting in?
Flour.
Okay, and so with the flour, since you've made it gluten-free, what gluten-free did you go for?
So I've gone for cornstarch.
Okay.
So starches are a really good binder for custody things. So this one's going to be 15. So for this recipe, if with normal flour, it'd be 18 grams of regular flour. For cornstarch, because it's more binding, we're going to go 15 grams.
Okay.
And if you were substituting just normal gluten-free flour, you'd just go 18 grams of gluten-free flour mix, but not like almond flour or coconut flour.
Yeah. Honestly, I've gotten really stitched up before trying to do gluten-free baking because I've gone for almond flour.
Yeah, they're very dry.
Yeah, very.
And high protein.
And it doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
This is again the thing about altering recipes. Sometimes you just gotta
Stick to
the
milk
thing.
and the flour.
The milk and the flour.
Oh, my
Salt
salt pig.
is
My salt pig being used.
It's a salt pig?
Pig. That's what they're called apparently.
Oh, I was
salt
like-
pig.
Okay.
Yeah. Why?
Learn
I don't
something
know.
new.
Yeah.
In my neighbourhood recipe, because we do it for a way bigger cake, we're actually just using egg yolks at the moment, but I think I might change it. Let's see. But it is probably one of the favourite cakes at Neighbourhood.
Yeah. Love a
I think
Basque.
there's been a big rise in popularity of Basque cheesecake.
Why is that? I've
I
noticed
don't
that
know.
too.
My mum actually was the only one. She told me, she's like, the cheesecake you have at the restaurant is terrible.
Oh.
Because in Poland they use like a cottage cheese, so it's like a firmer cheesecake.
I see.
Maybe a little more sourness, and it's really yummy, but I feel like serving that kind of cake in Bali for mainly tourists, it seems a bit dry and lumpy, and this is what people like now. I tried to tell her, I'm like, this is the new thing, Mum.
It's funny like how different cultures will have a particular dish. Like I think with baklava, I think it's like, I know that from my Greek family, but I think the Turkish people have their way of doing baklava,
Yes.
and like everyone kind of has their own way of
Yeah.
doing it, and it's slightly different.
Yeah.
People are very attached to the authentic way of doing something, which I totally get. But I guess the reality of it is we're living in a world where like everything is in some way borrowed and appropriated. And
Yeah, and then we have access to so many different things
yeah.
that have crossed borders, or you know, we've shared knowledge about, so that's also really cool.
My favorite Greek cake is called galaktopouriko, and it is so yummy. It's like I think it's like a custardy sort of, but with like
Ooh, yum.
crispy honey top. It's amazing.
Is it with any pastry, or it's
Yeah,
just
it's
cream?
like a pastry, but with like a custardy middle. So it's like crispy pastry along the top and the bottom, and then in the middle. So I need someone to come teach me how to cook galaktopouriko. I'm sure I can find that in Melbourne. A Greek that can make that, I think
put
I can
the
find
call
that.
out.
Call out. Don't know if I have all the utensils in this kitchen though.
You'll gather them over time. Now all we need to do is prepare our pan. I've got a spring form, which makes it really easy.
What's a spring form?
So spring form is like a pan where you can unclip the edges, and then your cake just comes out instead of trying to flip it out or pull it out. So I'm just gonna scrunch it up. This paper's a little small for the tin, so we'll do number C. Just going to go in.
Wow. Yum.
So yeah, the first few times I did this, I thought it looked overly runny, and I was worried, but it does set.
Yeah.
Once it's ready, then we'll bake this for, I think, 25 minutes first and check it, and then we'll just see. So basically we're looking for it to get really like dark brown caramelized on top, and wobbly, but not like soup wobbly. Okay, so we're gonna just bake this on the middle rack at 230 for 25 minutes, and then check it, and then it might need another 5 to 8 minutes longer.
Okay.
And if it feels like it's still too wobbly, it's sort of a matter of just trusting that it will set. So yeah, no more than 40 minutes, otherwise we're gonna get curdled eggs.
Oh, we don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want that. Yeah.
All right, fab. Off we go. Let's wait for that. I'm so excited, Maya. What have we got?
So our cake has been in the fridge for about 5 hours. So after we took it out of the oven, it needs to cool down a little bit. Then for it to set so we can get nice clean slices, we need to chill it down. This recipe is using like very little flour. So the cake is extra creamy inside, and because of that, we need to make it quite cold, because if it's still warm, it's gonna be runny and kind of collapse when we cut into it. This is our cake.
Oh, I'm so excited to try this. My favorite cake. I love the vintage plates you brought. Thank you very much.
Oh, we're looking good.
Yes.
A little bit of
delicious. Cheers. Selamat makan. Hell yeah.
We did good.
That's good. And that's gluten-free.
Yeah, it's gluten-free.
That's incredible. Oh my God. That was absolutely delicious. I'm so glad we made this happen.
Thank you so much for having me.
You were one of the first people to see my kitchen when I moved in.
I mean, I saw the mirror and I knew I wanted to be there again.
And now I've had you bake in my kitchen. So yeah, that's the end of this episode. Thank you for joining me, Maya.
Thank you for having me.
We're gonna keep eating.
Yeah, and I hope that next time I see you at a party, you're gonna be bringing a Basque cheesecake.
That I made myself.
Yeah.
Bye.